Hello there, folks. These are the hands of me, Dan Brown, from sortofinteresting.com, and today you're joining me for a quick comparison and general overview of two very small Leatherman pocket multi-tools. You can see we've got the Leatherman Squirt here and the Leatherman Micra. So, just to start off this video, I suppose we should really have a look at the tools in general. You can see that we have got a little bottle with a bottle top here to open for demonstration purposes, as one of the main criticisms I've seen of the Squirt is that the bottle opener isn't deep enough, so we'll get to that in just a second. So, I consider these to be sort of two very similar tools, as you can see, but also sort of for different markets entirely. Like, for example, this is the Leatherman Micra. As you can see, it opens up into a pair of scissors there, and this one I consider sort of the more personal use thing, whereas this is more of a proper sort of work tool. Even though it's small, the features on this seem more suited to actual sort of keeping in a toolbox, rather than this one, which is my Leatherman, which I keep as a keyring and just have my one key on it. And this, after must be getting on for about a month that I've had this now, I think. Maybe even a bit longer. But I really did expect this paint to get really chipped and totally destroyed. I mean, there's a little bit of wear and tear on this black paint on the outside, but considering this has been in my bag for hundreds of miles of cycling and walking, amongst other keys and coins, it's actually in really good condition. So, like I say, open this up and you can see we have got a pair of scissors here, and then if I just do very quick things, we're going to get through all these. A little screwdriver there, bottle opener here, and if we pop this open, we've got tweezers, another screwdriver. That's a flat crosshead screwdriver, if that makes any sense. Perhaps it does, perhaps it doesn't. And then on this side, we can see we've got the knife blade there. And if we open up here, in fact, I'll just put that away for argument's sake. We've got another little screwdriver attachment and your sort of nail file and little claw to get under your nails there. Lovely stuff. So like I say, this is more of like a bit of a personal use sort of tool. And I've got to say, I'm actually surprised at how well it's held up, and it's actually just useful. You'd be surprised the amount of situations where just a pair of scissors or something like that, just actually having one on a pair like that with you when you're out and about. But anyway, let's move on to the Squirt. So, on the Squirt, you can see, if we compare this to the Micra, it's actually just slightly smaller. You can see there, it's practically the same width, but just a few millimetres or so shorter in length. Now, if we open this up, like I say, this is more the proper sort of work tool, as instead of scissors, we have got a miniature pair of pliers there, very small though, but again, pliers and then little blades there for wire cutters. Then to get to the tools here, and this is one of the first things I want to say in the comparison section, as you can see, you have to open the Micra up to get the tools from the inside, whereas with the Squirt, the tools are all here on the outside already. So as you can see, instead of opening it up and having to get the scissors out and then get to the blade in this, you obviously just flip them out as and when you want. So if we open this up, like I say, just for demonstration purposes, on this side we have got file, we've got the 2 grains of file there, and the knife blade. And if we put those just to close it, on this side we have got the little bottle opener and a flathead screwdriver. Like I say, we'll have a proper look at this in just a second. And then if I open this one up, we've got a little Phillips style like crosshead screwdriver there. And on the other side, if I can figure them out, there's a very small, very small pair of scissors there. So you can see, nice and simple and pretty straightforward. Now, that's what like I say, that's why I say that one's more of a toolbox sort of tool compared to this one that's more of almost a grooming tool with tweezers and stuff like that on. If we fold them open just so you can see the size comparison when they're actually in their sort of fully extended thing, you can see they are pretty much, for all intents and purposes, the same size really. But the Micra is just slightly bigger than the Squirt, and obviously the Squirt being this one with the pliers. So that's the general gist and the overview of these. And I've got to say, they're both proper good quality, can't fault them. And this one has been travelling all over the place with me, like I say, in my backpack. No problems with it, great stuff. This one has been sat in a car as like a backup sort of emergency tool, so hasn't had any major wear in this case, but again, just from basic use and actually holding it and wiggling it all around, you can tell that it is definitely a nice solidly built little device. So if we find our bottle opener, And I've said in my individual reviews and videos here that the only difficulty that I've had is sometimes these little tools are difficult to actually prise out of the case. Hopefully you can see there just how much more of an indent we've got on the Micra as opposed to on the Squirt here. So I can see instantly why that could be a problem as a bottle opener. But if I just get everything in focus and make sure we're all good for this video. So then, my friends, let's get head to head here with the Micra and Squirt bottle openers. If we put these up here, you can see instantly the Micra is grabbed on and just need to put a little bit of pressure and off the bottle cap will come. Whereas the slightly less indent there, or the slightly shallower indent, means that you've actually got to very carefully, I'm trying to do this and keep everything in, you've got to actually find one of these little open spots to just slide the little lip under, and then that will lock in place. So I don't know, on some bottles I would imagine that might be actually very difficult to use whatsoever, whereas obviously on this you can see no difficulty at all, just putting it straight against there and immediately being engaged. So we know that the Micra is absolutely no trouble opening the bottle. So while we have got the Squirt actually here, we will use this to, and as you can see, that actually was well, again, shows what the potential issue is here, that because it's only got that tiny little bit of a lip on, it's sort of, well, you can see the bottle cap itself was just deformed very slightly there and got a little split in it as the pressure was put on such a small area, meaning that the actual part here just, well, pulled straight through the bottle cap rather than actually lifting it off. So that was actually a good demonstration of exactly what some of the potential issues with the Leatherman Squirt are. Whereas if we get back onto here, you can see absolutely no problem for the Micra there. So ultimately, I just thought I would focus on that, as it's something that I've seen people specifically talking about with these things. Until the next time though, I'll say that apart from that part on the Squirt, I wouldn't say that there's any fault with either of these at all. And if you're not interested in the bottle opener on the Squirt, then I would definitely highly recommend both of these. Like I say, that's the only thing to be aware of and remember. But until the next time, feel free to check out the links in the description to loads of outdoorsy bits and pieces and life on a boat and all sorts of things. Feel free to, well, you'll find links to both of these models on Amazon as well in the description below. But really, feel free to add me on Facebook, like the Facebook page. All sorts of general plugs going on. Just check the links in the description. Have an absolutely fantastic day. And of course, until the next time, keep it boat worthy. And of course, farewell.